Hello and welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we're gonna create a really short tutorial on how to create that cinematic look that you find in relatively old movies, kind of like the Fight Club. I really like the movies, that movie, and specifically in this video we're gonna try to create the Fight Club look where you have a pinkish, reddish color grading. Anyway, without further ado, let me just get started. You're gonna notice the look once we start. So I'm just gonna duplicate the background. Let's name it, I don't know, background basically, just to differentiate between the two. I'm gonna right click, then convert it to a smart object. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to filter, then camera raw filter. Okay, let's make this a little bit bigger. I'm gonna start off with basic, and maybe I'm gonna add a little bit of blue. Let's see how it looks. And of course, I'm gonna drag this slider to the right a lot. I don't like how the image is looking now. It's looking a little bit flat, so I'm gonna add some exposure. I'm gonna add some contrast, of course. We don't want to make the image more flat, so let's not forget about the contrast. I'm gonna add a little bit of highlights, increase the shadows. Let's see with the whites, maybe something like this. And I'm gonna decrease the blacks. You can see it's already popping off a little bit more. You can see I'm trying to create the vintage look that we had in the movies. And I'm gonna increase the vibrance and decrease the saturation, of course. You can quickly get overboard with the effects, so be careful. So let's look at the before and the after. I already like how it looks. Let's go to the curves. And a quick in here. A little bit of highlight. Let's leave the midtones like this. And let's just not touch the shadows. I'm gonna add a little bit of reds in the highlights. And some blues in the shadows. I'm gonna leave the greens like this. Maybe a little bit of blues like this. And a tiny bit of yellows. Let's close the curves. Okay, there's a lot more to be added, but let's leave it like this for now. Let's zoom back, look at the before and the after. Now we could take this a step further and we could turn on this layer of this color gradient from the movie itself. Just picked some colors from the movie. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click, or I'm gonna click in here. Then I'm gonna choose the gradient map. I'm gonna click in here and next to the black, I'm gonna pick this gray color. Then next to the white, I'm gonna pick this cream color. And I'm gonna try to build up the effect. A little bit of this, how do you call it? Peachy color. And here I'm gonna choose, actually I should drag this one there. Already placed it, so let's just delete it. And for this one, I'm gonna pick this, just like this. Maybe in the center we could place this red color. Let's play around with the sliders and see where we could find the best balance. Prefer this on the left side. Let's press OK. And of course, we only want to affect the colors and not the contrast or the shadows and highlights of the image, since we already adjusted that. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose the blend-in mode color. Look at the before and after. It's already looking good, but we don't want it to look this, how do you call it? We don't want to change the colors this drastically. So we could double click in here. Maybe we could preserve some of the original highlights if we want, a little bit with the shadows. Look at the before and after. Or we could just leave it as it was and just simply control the opacity. I'm just trying to give you some options. All right, looking good. Let's look at the before and after. Now we could finish it off by adding a logo, maybe the Fight Club logo. We could place it in here in the bottom. Doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, it goes with the whole mood of the movie. Let's create a new layer below the gradient map and using a soft round brush. Maybe we could paint a little bit of a gradient in here so that the logo is more visible. Just like this. Or maybe we could create a selection of the logo and maybe make it white. You know, you could play with this however you want. And just to finish things up, let's keep this one and let's create a screenshot or merge all of the visible layers by pressing Ctrl, Shift, Alt, and E. And as you can see, we merged all of the visible layers. Then let's turn this to a smart object and we could go to filter, then filter gallery. Let's go to artistic and let's look for film grain. I'm gonna turn this one off. All right, let's zoom back actually, all the way back so that we could see what we're doing. I don't want a lot of intensity. So look at the before and after. I really like how this looks, so I'm gonna press OK. And this is basically how to create the vintage movie look, especially the Fight Club movie. I know it's not a vintage movie, but you know, the whole theme of the movie and the color grading looks vintage. So this is how to create that effect. And anyway, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to press like, subscribe, and click on the bell icon. And of course, if you have some suggestions, make sure to write them in the comment section down below.